Dear friend, have you ever felt like you're walking a different path, seeing the world through your own unique lens and experiencing everything with an intensity far greater than most? Have you ever carried a quiet longing, a sense of not quite belonging, even when surrounded by the liveliest crowd, a persistent whisper in your soul that you don't fully integrate, don't quite fit with the pieces around you? If the answer is yes, then I want to tell you that you are not alone. On the contrary, you belong to a special group, a collective of profound souls, keen minds, individuals who carry within them the flame of intellect and understanding. This is a story for you, a story about the solitude and responsibility of intelligent people in society. In life's journey, some individuals are bestowed with a special gift, the ability for profound thought, superior intellect, or a rare talent. This gift, while seemingly a wonderful advantage, often comes with a significant cost, a feeling of disconnection, a perpetual sense of alienation from the surrounding world. They perceive things others overlook, ask questions others haven't even considered, and sense deeper layers of reality that most cannot touch. Consequently, they often feel like islands in the ocean, isolated in their very distinctiveness. It's not that they don't want to integrate, it's that they cannot fully integrate because their inner world is too vast and complex compared to the mold society presents. True intelligence, you see, is rarely convenient. It's not a master key that unlocks doors of acceptance and comfort. On the contrary, it's often a beacon shining into hidden corners, exposing illusions we still cling to, challenging long-standing systems, and shaking the very foundations of comfort. That is the burden of awareness. When you have the ability to see through the essence of a problem, recognize contradictions in rules, or sense the hidden pains beneath a glamorous facade, you cannot pretend not to see. You cannot turn their back on the truth, no matter how difficult that truth may be to accept. Imagine someone who can see all the gears turning inside a complex machine, while others only see its surface. That person will notice potential flaws, weaknesses that need fixing, ways to improve performance. But when they speak up, those who only see the surface might become annoyed, even angry. They'll ask, "Why can't you just enjoy the beauty of the machine like us? Why must you always look for the negatives?" That's when intelligence becomes a burden, because it demands that you bear the truth, even if that truth makes you solitary. Human history is a powerful testament to this truth. Those who dared to think differently, who dared to go against the current of contemporary thought, were often misunderstood, isolated, and even persecuted. Consider Socrates, who was condemned to death for corrupting the youth and not believing in the city's gods, yet laid the foundation for Western philosophy. He challenged prejudices, forcing people to think more deeply about ethics and righteousness. Or Galileo Galilei, who bravely asserted that the earth revolves around the sun, defying church dogma, and was subjected to lifelong house arrest. He saw a scientific truth that his era was not yet ready to accept. Then there's Friedrich Nietzsche, a great philosopher who lived in almost complete solitude, with ideas far ahead of his time, only gaining widespread recognition after his death. Or Albert Einstein, whose theory of relativity completely transformed our understanding of the universe, yet whose early career was fraught with skepticism and misunderstanding. These great individuals all faced terrible solitude, yet it was they who turned the wheels of history, opening new horizons for humanity. They weren't wrong, they were simply too early for their time. They were lighthouses guiding the way, even if their light initially seemed too dazzling for eyes accustomed to darkness. Another common characteristic of intelligent people, of profound souls, is that they often possess a higher-than-average sensitivity. In psychology, this is known as overexcitabilities. It's not an illness or a weakness, but rather a way their nervous system reacts more intensely to stimuli. This can manifest in several forms. First, intellectual overexcitability. They possess an incessant craving to learn, analyze, and solve problems. They constantly ask questions, seek truth, and do not accept superficial answers. This makes them easily bored by shallow conversations and information lacking depth. Emotional overexcitability. They experience emotions more intensely, from extreme joy to profound sorrow. They have great compassion, are easily hurt by injustice, and feel pain when witnessing the suffering of others. This makes them wonderful confidants, but also easily overwhelmed by their own emotions and those of others. Imaginational overexcitability. They possess a rich inner world with vivid dreams and an incessant flow of creative ideas. They can easily get lost in their thoughts, creating novel scenarios, but are sometimes perceived as dreamy or unrealistic. Sensual overexcitability. They perceive the world through their senses more intensely. A faint sound can be irritating, a subtle scent can become overwhelming, and a dim light can still be dazzling. This allows them to appreciate the world's delicate beauty, but also makes them easily overwhelmed by their surroundings. Psychomotor overexcitability. They have an abundant source of energy, constantly needing to move, talk, or express themselves. They might speak very quickly, move continuously, and are sometimes misunderstood as hyperactive or unfocused. This heightened sensitivity causes intelligent individuals to experience the world with amplified intensity. They don't just see, they feel everything deeply. A thoughtless remark can inflict a deep emotional wound. A scene of injustice can haunt them for days, and superficial conversations, shallow small talk, become a burden, a terrible drain of their energy. They yearn for authenticity, deep connection, conversations that touch the soul, yet often face the emptiness and superficiality of the world around them. While intelligent individuals grapple with their rich inner worlds and profound perceptions, society often tends to prioritize conformity and order. Society prefers stability, consensus, clear patterns that everyone can easily follow. Difficult questions, groundbreaking ideas, differing perspectives are often seen as threats to established peace and order. Thus, those who dare to think differently, who dare to go against the current of contemporary thought, are often misunderstood, isolated, and even labeled difficult, rebellious, troublemakers, or even arrogant. They're told to tone it down, be more realistic, don't overthink things. The pressure to dim down one's intelligence, to pretend not to see what one sees, to suppress one's sensitivity to fit in with the majority is a painful and isolating experience. They face a difficult choice: live authentically and accept isolation, or relinquish a part of themselves to be accepted. But here is the greatest paradox, an ironic truth that society often fails to recognize. Although society frequently resists intelligent people, it depends on them for its evolution and progress. Who will invent vaccines that save millions of lives? Who will design sturdy bridges and towering skyscrapers? Who will create works of art that stir the soul, philosophies that change worldviews? It is the intelligent minds, the creative souls, those who dare to look far ahead and challenge the status quo. Society needs intelligent people to solve the most complex problems, to propose groundbreaking ideas, to drive innovation. They are the ones who see the future before it materializes, who build bridges to worlds yet to exist. They are the architects of progress, those who enlighten the path for all humanity. Though sometimes ostracized and misunderstood, without them, society would remain stagnant, trapped in old routines and its own limitations. Isolation, misunderstanding, and frustration are the emotional prices that two intelligent people pay to society. It's the pain of trying to explain an idea that no one grasps, the weariness of repeatedly stating things that are obvious to you but alien to others. It's the loneliness of feeling that no one truly comprehends the depth of your thoughts and emotions. It's the disappointment when you witness injustice, ignorance, or superficiality that you cannot immediately change. To live authentically in a world not always ready to embrace your differences requires extraordinary courage. It's the courage to accept that you might have to walk a long path alone, the courage to trust your intuition in what you see and feel, even when it goes against the majority opinion, the courage to uphold the flame of your intellect and sensitivity rather than extinguishing it to fit in with the majority. But you know, this feeling of alienation, of disconnection, doesn't have to be a curse. It can be an invitation for you to forge a new path, a way no one has ever trodden. Precisely because you don't belong to the existing paths, you have the opportunity to draw an entirely new map, bringing unprecedented possibilities.